What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a video on this 300 Blackout that you see in front of me here. I came out today because I just put a new optic on this recently, and I'm trying to decide on a good zero. The zero that I've been running is in order to shoot both subs and supers in this gun. I've had the iron sights zeroed for subs and the optic zeroed for supers. I believe that's what I'll continue doing here today, but I've been running a 50-yard zero in the past, and today I'm going to try out zeroing the dot at 100 and just seeing if I can get the subs, seeing where the subs hit at 50. I'm hoping that I can find a good zero that's somewhere in the middle there that gives me minimal holdovers with subs at 50 and just a good known holdover for subs at 100 with a 100-yard super zero. So that's what I'm experimenting with today. A little bit about the gun. The can on the end here, this is a Yhm Resonator. I bought this can to use on a couple of bolt guns, but I've been trying it out on this 300 Blackout. It's kind of running double duty for now, and I really like it. It fits all the same mounts as my Yhm LT, or my light tactical, so it fits all the same mounts. It's a monocore, so these are just baffle stacks welded together, if you can see the weld lines. So it's a little bit lighter than my other can. It doesn't have a traditional baffle design. The baffles are sort of, there's actually holes drilled through all the baffles, so it lets the gases flow through the can a little better, and it seems to work really well. It's a very affordable can, and it's really light, and it's pretty quiet. I think it's quieter than my other one. So I'm trying it out on the 300 Blackout, just because I wanted to kind of standardize which can goes with which set of guns. So the Handguard here is an older, I think this is a Gen 1 or 2 Midwest Industries Handguard. But it happens to be the perfect diameter in order to slip that silencer a little bit underneath the handguard, which I think looks pretty good. It's not as easy to attach stuff to, but the handguard actually came with two little pick rail sections, one of which I'm using down here on this to mount this little hand stop. This is just a Picatinny hand stop. It's an eBay knockoff. But what's nice about it, it has a little QD slot in the back here, and since I don't have a QD slot anywhere else up here, that allows me to run my sling up here and back here in this QD end plate. This is a BCM QD end plate. The lower is it's stamped surplus ammo and arms. I bought a couple of these a few years back. I don't know who they had them made. I don't know who they had make them for them, but they just got their logo stamp on the side of some lowers, and I bought a couple of those. It has a Palmetto EPT trigger in it, and I believe the parts kit is CMMG, and this is a CMMG Ambi safety selector, which is kind of neat that instead of having a screw to attach the right side paddle, it kind of pops in. It has like a detent almost in the center inside the lower, and then the little set screw that holds it in, so it's flush on the outside, so it looks just like the left side, which is kind of neat. This is an older SB Tactical brace, and this is a Midwest Industries buffer tube that was designed to fit these older style braces to give you that length of pull. These are kind of bulky, but they're actually really solid, and I probably won't end up changing it out just because I don't mind the way it looks. The charging handle is one of the Blackhawk latchless ones. I mentioned that in another video on another rifle. The barrel is an 8.5-inch CMMG. It's a pistol length gas port. I plan to do a video a little later talking about gas ports and what I prefer. But this is a pistol length, and this is a 1-in-7 twist, and it is an 8.5-inch barrel. I really like this barrel. I know a lot of guys out there don't have the best luck with accuracy with 300 Blackout, and I've had really good luck with this one. even with subs at 100, I get pretty good groups with this barrel, so I've been really happy with it. The bolt carrier group, I believe I got off midway, but I built this gun a while back and I don't exactly remember. The new optic that I put on here, previously I had a TRS 25 Bushnell. It was just something cheap that I threw on there, and then I never really changed it out. I just ended up using it because it always worked kind of fine. But this is the Primary Arms push button Microdot, and this is an Yhm surplus mount that I've never tried before, but it was around 30 bucks, and it's got a nice QD system. And my plan with this is to, at some point, I have a little budget digital night vision setup that I can put behind this red dot. So I wanted QD so I can easily move it up a little further. It's not ideal to mount a dot out here on the handguard, but in order to accommodate that night vision setup, I'm going to have to move it up. So I wanted the QD so I can easily move it back and forth. I'm hoping I won't have to re-zero, but I may have to when I do that. But that's the reason I wanted QD, so that I could move this dot around on the rail. Anyway, I'm here at the 50-yard line. I'm gonna put a rough zero on it at 50 and then move back to 100. Get a good zero with supers at 100 and then come back to 50 and see where both my supers and my subs are hitting. I think that's it on the gun. This is a Surefire 300 lumen Surefire in this little offset mount. It's just a little eBay cheap mount, but I really like how it tucks it in nice and tight up there on the front of the gun. So I have a couple of these, but anyway, we're gonna do a little shooting here at 50 and get a rough zero. Alright guys, so we're back here at the 100-yard line. We got a rough zero at 50, and now we're going to go ahead and tighten that up a little bit here at 100. What I'm zeroing with is some 125 grain Sierra Pro Hunter bullets. I've got a few of these left to go through. When I get done with shooting all these up, I'm going to switch to these Spear 125 TNTs. I really like these. I think in 300 Blackout they're a good fit because they'll actually give you a little bit of expansion, being so fragile with the low speeds that you get from 300 Blackout. So I'm going to zero with the 125 Pro Hunters and then just kind of see where these hit. Hopefully it won't be a big change. I can either use them interchangeably or only make a minor adjustment when I switch over to these full time. So we're going to shoot the supers at 100, get it zeroed, probably shoot some subs at 100, see where they land, and then go back to 50 and shoot each of them again and just get a good idea of where our holds are going to be. So okay, I'm going to call that good enough with the 125 Pro Hunters. That's about a 2-inch group at 100. Would I like if it shot a little better? Yeah, but those aren't the most accurate bullets, and it's pretty bright out here, and just shooting with a 2 MOA red dot, I can only hold so good on the paper. So I'm going to call that zeroed with the Pro Hunters. Now I'm going to go back and shoot some of the TNTs and see where they land, and then I'll finish it up by shooting some subs and see where they land at 100. Okay, so it looks like the 125 TNTs hit really pretty close to where those Pro Hunters hit. I'm happy with that. That'll kill a coyote or a pig at 100 yards. And that means to me that I don't have to interchange, that I can interchange those bullets and I don't have to re-zero. So we're gonna mark these and go back and shoot some subs. Now the subs, we're probably gonna see those subs land somewhere down here. Hopefully not off camera, but they'll definitely land at least 8 inches low of the supers at 100. The subs that I'm shooting are actually 180 grain Sierra Pro Hunters. I will probably do follow-up to this video on some reloading techniques for the 300 Blackout and just some of the specifics of what I do. I'm able to run such light subs and get them to cycle because that gas port in that CMMG barrel is absolutely perfect, and it will cycle these lighter subs, even with a powder that some people aren't convinced is great for subs, but it works for me. So anyway, we'll go back and shoot some of these, and then we'll move back to 50. Okay, so I'm moving the camera here so you can see, hopefully you can see, but our subs landed down here, well below our target. So I'm going to leave this target up here. I'm going to come back with a tape measure. That looks like over a foot to me. I'm going to measure it, and that way if I had to take a shot at 100, I'd know my hold. So we're going to go back to 50 and shoot the subs and see where they land compared to the supers. Okay, first up is going to be 180 grain subs. Next up, the 125 Pro Hunters. All right, last of all, we're going to do the 125 TNTs. So based on these results, with my 50-yard zero being nearly identical to my 100-yard zero with supers, I'm definitely going to zero it a little bit high with the supers, just so I can get, I'll probably just split the difference. So I have to hold a little under with supers and a little over with subs. That way I can get a usable zero with both bullets, and then I'll shoot the 100 again, and then figure my holdover with subs at 100. I think that'll be a little more usable zero, but I'm going to keep playing with it some more. I'm glad to see that the 125 bullets, the two different bullets, hit pretty close together. More to follow with the 300 Blackout. I'll probably do another video on some reloading, and then probably when I decide to go ahead and set that up to run that digital night vision, that time when I set it up that way, I'll be zeroing it for subs, so I'm gonna have to re-zero it anyway. So I'll probably do another video on that. I'm gonna set that up to be zeroed at 50 yards for some nighttime varmint control. But anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.